Hello, welcome to Movie Trivia and Facts for the original Halloween movie, The Night That He Came Home. It's a night for chills, a night for thrills, a night where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. And in 1978, it became synonymous with one of the most terrifying films ever made. A film that would redefine the horror genre. John Carpenter's Halloween wasn't just a movie, it was a phenomenon, a cultural touchstone that left an indelible mark on cinema. It introduced the world to Michael Myers, the embodiment of pure evil, a relentless force that couldn't be stopped. He's the silent, masked killer who stalked babysitters, a figure that haunted the dreams of many. And he changed horror forever. The film was low budget, made with a shoestring budget, but it didn't need flashy effects to scare. It had a simple premise, but it terrified audiences. The simplicity was its strength, tapping into universal fears. Halloween tapped into our primal fears, the fear of being watched, the fear of being hunted, the fear of the unknown, the fear of what we can't see but know is there, the fear of what lurks in the dark, the shadows that hide our deepest nightmares. And it did so with masterful suspense and unforgettable imagery, every scene meticulously crafted to build tension. Carpenter's film was a slow burn. It built tension gradually. Each moment more intense than the last, the audience waited with bated breath, hearts pounding, palms sweating. They knew something terrible was coming. The anticipation was almost unbearable, but they didn't know when or how. The uncertainty was the true horror. This masterful use of suspense became a hallmark of the slasher genre, a blueprint for countless films to come. It all started with Halloween, a night of terror that would echo through the ages. John Carpenter wasn't a big-time director in 1978. He was just another young filmmaker trying to make his mark in the industry. He had a vision, a burning desire to tell stories that would captivate and terrify audiences. He was determined to carve out a niche for himself in the world of cinema. And he had something to prove, not just to the world, but to himself. He wanted to show that he could create something truly special. Carpenter had already made a name for himself with Assault on Precinct 13 in 1976. This film, though low budget, showcased his ability to build tension and suspense. It was a low-budget thriller, but it was a stepping stone. It demonstrated his knack for creating gripping narratives, even with limited resources. It showed his talent for suspense, the skill that would become his trademark in the years to come. But Halloween would be his masterpiece. This film would cement his status as a master of horror. Carpenter didn't just direct Halloween. He wrote the screenplay, crafting a story that would haunt audiences for generations. And he composed the iconic score, a chilling melody that would become synonymous with fear. His fingerprints were all over the film. Every frame, every note of music, every line of dialogue bore his unique touch. This control gave Halloween a unique vision, a cohesive and terrifying experience that was unlike anything audiences had seen before. It was a vision that resonated with audiences. Carpenter's direction was masterful. He used long takes, creating a sense of real-time horror. He used innovative camera angles, making the audience feel like they were part of the action. He created an atmosphere of dread, a palpable sense of fear that lingered long after the credits rolled. You felt like you were right there in Haddonfield with Laurie Strode, experiencing her terror firsthand. His use of Steadicam shots was revolutionary. It allowed for smooth, continuous shots that heightened the tension. It allowed the camera to follow Michael Myers smoothly, making his presence even more menacing. The audience felt like they were stalking their victims right alongside him. It was terrifying, a masterclass in horror filmmaking that would inspire countless directors in the years to come. Halloween wasn't a Hollywood blockbuster, it was an independent film. And it was made on a shoestring budget of just $325,000. To put that in perspective, that's less than some houses cost today. Carpenter had to be resourceful. He had to use his ingenuity, and he had to rely on the talents of his cast and crew. The film's low budget was evident in some aspects. The actors wore their own clothes. The props were often found objects, but this only added to the film's gritty realism. It made it feel more authentic, more terrifying. Halloween was a massive commercial success. It grossed over $70 million at the box office. It became one of the most profitable independent films ever made. This success shocked Hollywood. Small budget horror films could be big business. Halloween proved that. John Carpenter, the mastermind behind Halloween, had a clear vision. He knew that with the right atmosphere, even a low-budget film could captivate audiences. The cast and crew worked tirelessly, often putting in long hours to bring Carpenter's vision to life. Their dedication was evident in every frame. The editing process was meticulous. Every cut, every scene was crafted to build suspense and keep viewers on the edge of their seats. And it worked. Audiences were terrified, and word of mouth quickly spread. Halloween became a cultural phenomenon. The film's success also led to a surge in Halloween merchandise, from masks to posters, further cementing its place in pop culture. Today, Halloween continues to inspire filmmakers, proving that with creativity and determination, even the smallest budget can lead to monumental success. Michael Myers' mask is one of the most recognizable images in horror cinema. But did you know it only cost $2? The story goes that John Carpenter found it in a Halloween store. It was a Captain Kirk mask. They spray painted it white, and the rest is history. The mask's simplicity is what makes it so terrifying. It's blank, it's emotionless, it's the face of pure evil. It reflects our own fears back at us. The mask became synonymous with Michael Myers. It's hard to imagine the character without it. It's a testament to the power of simple, effective filmmaking. Section 5, Carpenter's score, music to terrify. John Carpenter didn't just direct Halloween, he also composed the film's iconic score. Carpenter was a talented musician. He used synthesizers to create a minimalist and very effective score. The Halloween theme is instantly recognizable. It's simple, it's repetitive, it gets under your skin. It's the sound of Halloween, it's the sound of Michael Myers. Carpenter's score is as much a part of Halloween as Michael Myers himself. It sets the tone, it builds tension, it stays with you long after the credits roll. Section 6. Casting choices from Hollywood royalty to unknown talents. Halloween launched the careers of several actors. Jamie Lee Curtis made her film debut as Laurie Strode. She became a scream queen and a horror icon. Donald Pleasance, known for his role in You Only Live Twice from 1967, brought gravitas to his role as Dr. Sam Loomis. The casting of Halloween was spot on. Curtis was perfect as the relatable and resourceful Laurie Strode. She embodied the innocence and terror of a teenager facing pure evil. Pleasance, with his haunted eyes and intense presence, was perfectly cast as the Doctor obsessed with stopping Michael Myers. Section 7. The legacy of Halloween, a slasher revolution. Halloween didn't invent the slasher genre, but it defined it. It established the tropes, the masked killer, the final girl, the jump scares. These elements became staples of the genre. The film's success spawned countless imitators. Some were good, some were not so good. But Halloween remained the gold standard. It's the film that all other slashers are measured against. Halloween also changed the way horror films were marketed. It proved that horror could be profitable. It paved the way for the slasher boom of the 1980s. Section 8, the enduring appeal of Halloween, why we still love it. Halloween is over 45 years old, but it remains as popular as ever. Why? Because it's a damn good horror film. It's well made, it's suspenseful, and it's genuinely terrifying. But it's more than just a horror film. It's a cultural touchstone. It's a film that everyone has seen, or at least knows about. It's a part of our shared cultural DNA. Halloween taps into our primal fears. The fear of the unknown, the fear of what goes bump in the night. And it does so in a way that is both entertaining and thought-provoking. Section 9, Halloween Today, a franchise still going strong. Halloween spawned a franchise. It includes 12 sequels, a reboot, and a sequel to the reboot. Some of these films have been good, some not so much, but the franchise endures. The most recent Halloween trilogy, starting in 2018, it ignores all the previous sequels. It serves as a direct sequel to the original film. This trilogy has been a critical and commercial success. It proves that Halloween is still relevant. It still has the power to terrify. Section 10. Conclusion: Halloween's impact on popular culture. Halloween is more than just a movie. It's a cultural phenomenon. It changed the horror genre forever. It made John Carpenter a horror icon, and it gave us one of the most terrifying villains in cinema history, Michael Myers. The film's impact on popular culture is undeniable. It's referenced in movies, TV shows, and music. It's inspired countless costumes, and it's given us a reason to be afraid of the dark. Halloween is a reminder that sometimes the simplest stories are the most effective. It's a film that will stay with you long after you've seen it, and it's a film that deserves its place in the Horror Hall of Fame. Section 11, Beyond Halloween. John Carpenter's enduring legacy. John Carpenter didn't stop with Halloween. He went on to direct other classic films. The Fog in 1980, Escape from New York in 1981, The Thing in 1982, They Live in 1988, all classics, all with Carpenter's unique vision. Carpenter is a true auteur. He has a distinct style. You know a John Carpenter film when you see one. He's a master of suspense. He's a visionary filmmaker, and he's one of the most important figures in horror history. John Carpenter's legacy is secure. He's a legend. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.